Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Seek on the Speed 252. I want to thank you for pushing that play button. If you have not smashed that subscribe button yet, please do. So I'm telling you right now, this is one of the best channels to be a part of. I got some really great information for you. We got the information of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Yes, the interior. I have those photos for you here today. So definitely mash that subscribe button because I got a lot of great things coming your way. I will have another drawing coming up pretty soon for a Corvette hat or a shirt. So you definitely want to subscribe to the channel as well. So for all of you that is currently a part of my channel, as you all know, I did release another C8 Mid Engine video today. You should definitely check that out. I will definitely link that in this video for sure because that video actually provides some information for this video about 002, who released the first interior pic of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette, and I think he was spot on. Also, there's a lot of great information in the video I would love to have your opinion on, so definitely go check it out. But this is one of the best channels to be a part of because as soon as I get some C8 information, I want to bring it to you. I mean, I love the C8 Corvette. I'm in the market hoping to buy one at some point. So anytime I literally get some C8 information, I definitely want to bring it to the channel and bring it to you first. That's my goal. And at the end of the day, we all have a passion for cars. And I want to show you these leaked photos of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. I mean, legit, real interior photos of this car that was our first time seeing. And I can't wait to show you these photos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this video and talk about these interior photos. Once again, thank you everyone for pushing that play button. And I'm super excited to show you the very first photo of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette interior. I have 5 or 6 photos to show you about this car. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one that we see here. I'm going to absolutely tell you I love this car. I will say the first thing I noticed by looking at these photos is that if you take a look at the seats on the right hand side, you can tell there's some dirt and crumbs in between the seats, which means this car has been driven a significant amount of time already. But at the end of the day, I am happy to see that this car photos have now been leaked. We all have been waiting on this C8 Mid Engine Corvette for many years now, and some of us have been waiting on it for months. But one thing I also want to point out about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette and this interior is the symbol of the Corvette. This symbol has also been on the key fob that we have seen been leaked a couple of months back. Now, I did not personally make a video about the key fob being leaked. A couple of other YouTubers have made that video as well. But as you can tell, this Corvette symbol actually correlates and looks just like the Corvette symbol that was on the back of the key fob. So we can surely rest to say that this will be a C8 Mid Engine Corvette for sure. Once again, if you have not smashed that subscribe button, please do. I would literally love to have you part of the community. So here's the second photo that was also leaked of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. And let's say right now, I don't know exactly what the name of this car may be, but I know some people are worried that it may not be considered a car a Corvette, but we can tell by the symbol of this car it's not going to be a Corvette at this point. But let's talk about a few things that stands out to me, which is the screen, obviously. The first thing we see is the screen. Now, I will say in some of my previous videos before, when I talked to other people who saw the C8 Mid Engine Corvette and sat inside of it, they told me that there would be like a 28, maybe 24 size screen. I can't remember the exact measurement, but they were right. This looked like to me if there is a screen inside this Mid Engine Corvette. And I'm going to be honest with you, I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think most of the newer cars that are going that direction. I have sitting in probably Kia Optimas, I have sitting in Kia Stingers, and they all had screens in it. Even BMWs and Mercedes have screens in it. So I think it's definitely something I would like to have inside of my car. Something to give you something else to play with. And, you know, at the end of the day, who knows? It may not come in the base model. It may come in the base model. But at the end of the day, I think that screen being there looks very futuristic. Another thing I would like to point out about this car is the paddle shifters. Now, there have been a lot of controversy going back and forth for whether or not Chevrolet will continue to build manuals for these new futuristic cars, which is the Mid Engine Corvette. As you can see here, clearly this car is an automatic because you see the paddle shift that's behind the steering wheel, which is the same thing in my C7 Corvette. My C7 Corvette is an automatic, so it does have the paddle shifters. Let's hope that this Mid Engine Corvette is a dual clutch transmission and this paddle shifter actually reacts better than the C7 Corvettes. Because in my C7 Corvette, I will say the paddle shifter is okay. I'll hardly ever use it, but it doesn't react as quick as I think it should be for that type of car for the prices you pay for it. But at the end of the day, I truly love my C7 Corvette. While we are still on this photo here, I do want to point out something else. I have no idea what this is. If you all can tell me what this is, or maybe kind of give me an explanation of what this is, I cannot. By looking at it, I haven't seen any other car. It's definitely not in my Corvette, unless it's a knob that turns the volume up and down, or maybe plays with the computer screen or whatnot. But this is something I have no idea what it is. Another thing I want to point out about this car, which a lot of people probably will not know, based off the trim level and things like this, nobody knows right now what the trim level of this car may be. I'm going to say this trim level of this car is pretty high because this car comes with a heated steering wheel. So in my 2014 Silverado, which is an LTZ, it came with a heated steering wheel. Now, I barely used it because once the truck heated up, I personally didn't even think about or remember that it was there. Inside my current Corvette, I don't have that feature. I don't know if any C7 Corvette has the heated steering wheel, and I don't know if you really truly need it. It's just an extra bonus. But I will say I think this is one of the top of the line mid-engine Corvettes because it has the steering wheel, the heated steering wheel button, which pretty much heats your steering wheel up during the winter time. So that's one thing I want to point out. Another reason why I want to point out that this interior is probably in one of the top of the tier of the mid-engine Corvettes because it also has heated and cooled seats. As y'all remember, like I mentioned about Zerb02, who drew the first interior picture of this car, his picture that he drew looks identical to what we see now to this day. It had all the buttons on the side and things like that. But you can also click where I'm pointing at right now, or the heated and cooled seats for this mid-engine Corvette. It seems like all the features that's usually on a dashboard that you use to like pretty much defrost the windows and all that stuff is also within this same column as well. Now, for me, I never owned a mid-engine Corvette or a mid-engine car, period, I guess, at least, especially not a Corvette because they're just now making them. You can see here in most probably, the exotic cars, the drive button, which is what I'm pointing at right now. And down below seems to be the manual button that you would use when you want to actually use the paddle shifters. Now, I could be wrong. This is just my guess based on what I'm looking in front of me right now. But looking at the D and the M, it stands for either drive and manual, in my personal opinion. Now, I guess going back to this nozzle here, it seems to answer my question earlier, it seems like it'll be a nozzle to either turn around with the screen, turn the volume up and down, and things like that. Now, looking at this photo, it seems that it's actually the inside of the door panel, which to me looks freaking great. I love the way this pretty much vanilla or white, whatever you want to call it, type look. It looks flashy, it looks fancy. It definitely looks futuristic. As you can tell, all the nozzle and stuff is on that as well. I love the trim. It looks down below. It looks like it's a seat belt for some reason. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's just my guess. Taking a look at this here, it seems it's something that actually opens up to where you can put maybe your wallet in, your keys in, loose change in, whatever the case may be. But it definitely looks like something you can flip up to put some personal belongings in. So we have already seen this interior pic once before early in this video, but I wanted to point out some things that, kind of stood out to me based off 002's drawing. And like I said before, it seemed like his drawing is pretty accurate. So I want to put the picture of his drawing up in the right-hand corner so you can actually take a look at that at the same time on top of the actual interior of the mid-engine Corvette. And now I'm starting to believe the things he was saying about this car has come kind of true. Now, regarding the $169,000 price, like I mentioned before, I kind of hope that's not true, especially for the base model at least. If it's for the Zara version, then I'm completely okay with that and then start building from there. But I hope the base model does not come out to be that type of price range. Once again, looking at the inside of this car right now, though, this looks as if this will be a top tier version of the base model because the leather seats, the heated and cooled steering wheel, the heated seats, and things like that. I wish I had a better overall look at what this interior looks like so I can go more in depth about what I think this interior will be as far as what trim level. So I want to put this photo here to see if you all can see any differences between Zerb02's drawing and the actual leak photo of the C8 Engine Corvette in the inside. Now, me personally, GM definitely leaked this photo. Well, I wouldn't say they leaked it, but they actually let someone see this car and take photos in the inside of it, which tells me that this car is really close to being revealed. Could possibly be next week. Could possibly be, towards the middle of the summer. Who knows? But in my personal opinion, I think this car is ready to go. Like I mentioned before, Rick Hendrick actually seen this car in person, and he usually buys the first version of this car every single time. 001 VIN number is what he usually buys. So if he's already seen it, I'm pretty sure this car is ready to go. If they was willing to show him this car now, this car is definitely ready to go. But anyways, let's go ahead and match some of the things that we see here. Now, looking at the steering wheel compared to what he drew and the one that's in the car, looks pretty accurate to me. He doesn't really have too many, gadgets and gadgets on the steering wheel in his drawing, but you can see on the steering wheel of this car, it definitely has some there, probably based on what he can remember. He doesn't have the paddle shifter in his, but it is in the interior of the car as we see as well. One thing I want to point out that is in his photo that is not on the interior of the C8 Engine Corvette is how, in the middle of his steering wheel, he had XXX, which per him probably stand for Zara. With this one, they have the, the Corvette symbol there. So maybe the one he was actually in could have been the top tier mid-engine Corvette. We can't personally say, but based off what I'm seeing from his drawing and the Corvette in front of us, it doesn't look like they're going to have Zara there in the middle of the steering wheel. Now going back and looking at his photo, as you can see, he has a screen right there. That screen seems to be in the same place as where it is in the interior of the Mid Engine Corvette, so that seems about correct as well. You can see he has all the gadgets and buttons on the side of this car as well, and you can see that he has wrapped, leather interior around it with all the buttons and also the middle console. So it seems like his drawing is very identical to the Mid Engine Corvette, which means that this photo was released sometime last year. He started this very early on. So that means the Mid Engine Corvette probably was done for a while now, and they were still trying to figure out kinks and things like that. Like I said before, this car has been seen recently going back to General Motors, driving the road, and somebody else caught that photo and caught a video of it as well. So at the end of the day, this car is ready to go. I think this car is ready to be revealed. It possibly could be a surprise reveal according to Zerv Zero pretty soon. So I would definitely look forward to that. But I definitely want to get this information out to you. This is the channel to be a part of if you want some accurate C8 Corvette information, because I'm going to get you everything I possibly get you as soon as I possibly can. Once again, if you have not smashed that subscribe button, please do. I would love to have you part of the community. And all my information is down in the description below if you'd like to get in contact with me. And once again, please smash that subscribe button. Catch you next episode of Seek on the Speed 252.